Welcome your relentless racing race fans. Tonight they are taking it to Dover, 150 miles. It's going to be good to see who can dominate here, get them a black stripe, get the wall beat down. As always, I have Tony with me and possibly Bobby. But for right now, it's just going to be me for the next few minutes until they make their way up here. They're liable to get lost somewhere. Let's see how some of these people do in practice right now. We got 10 minutes left before qualifying starts. How are we doing out there, Miss Weeks? We're hoping some of your drivers over there can put in a good run. A lot of them's sitting in the pit row right now, but I'm sure they'll mosey on back out there here shortly. I think we've got Tony's wandered up in here. Tony, did you get you some beer and hot dogs?
I did not, but I sure got that sun drop handy. I'm ready to go.
Woo! I ain't had one of them in a very long time. 150 laps here tonight. So you're looking at about, what, 3 laps a minute, 2 laps a minute, give or take?
Yeah, something like that. Turn a few laps and see how it feels out here tonight.
Quick. Then we're going to have to turn the iRace. It's a little quiet. You can hear those car rumbles. Alright, hopefully it'll be a little bit better. So, last week that was a long race. I don't think we can do too many of them back to back, Tony.
Yeah, that's our one long race of the season, so it'll be all right.
We survived, though.
Oh yeah.
But tonight, there's going to be a lot of people trying to survive, I believe. Right now, we're sitting in a field of about 28 with 7 minutes before practice ends. You've been saying practice times. How do you think it's going to roll over to race time?
I don't think this track really, you don't really lose a lot of speed, aside from when the tires start burning off. So I think we'll see some fast times.
I'm going to tell you, it's looking like right now Nixon, Collier, and Dewsbury. Only ones in the 23 sixes, but seeing for Dewsbury, it's really not been working out for him with his finishes.
Are going to attempt to pit.
Hopefully the PC will survive tonight. I've let it rest all since Thursday. I was actually expecting a little bit more fuller of a field tonight.
Yeah, I think I only saw one drop week, so I imagine that might have a few that hop in a little later, right before qualifying.
Which 29 in the field is not too bad. So you're getting a feel of the track, how it's going to play out and run.
Oh yeah, feels like the worst spot of the track is going to be exit of the corners. Car wants to get real loose there. I think the key, honestly, is going to be not to overdrive the center of the corner.
Well, we got Bobby back from family vacation. Welcome back, Bobby.
Thank you, sir.
How was the fishing?
Everything's always good, man. Nice to get away. Nice to be human again. And not just be a workhorse robot, so we enjoyed it.
Well, hopefully, like I was telling Tony, hopefully the PCs had a rest Thursday. Hopefully, we won't have no problems. Smooth sailing. So far, so good. But man, that race last week. You missed it. Me and Tony
Yeah, it looks like I missed a good one.
Me and Tony had to stretch it out for 2.5 hours without you.
I know a lot of people in this league that would say 2.5 hours without me would be a blessing.
Well, I did get bribed not to let you come in here tonight, but I didn't accept the money. So I'll take any cashier check or PayPal, however. I'm like love, it can be bought.
Just realized I redid Mr. Sean Pointer's paint scheme and never took it off of my trading paint, so I got Sean's new paint on my car right now.
We won't go to it because I don't think we need to expose it.
Nah, this one, it's probably one of my favorite I've done. It came out really, really sharp. I'm happy with how it came out.
Well, then we will expose it. Show off your good work.
Go to Sean, though. Let Sean show off his new scheme.
Yeah, we actually got trading paints is actually finally working, so hopefully everything is going to be smooth sailing tonight. Well, Bobby, who's your pick other than your team?
After last season, you can't bet against the DBR guys. I mean, they were class of the field in the finale last season, so it's going to be very tough to bet against those gentlemen right there, or really any week, but they just really were on a different level of fast at the season finale last season.
Yes, it's kind of a redo of a race, except the trophy ain't it.
That's exactly it. There's no trophy on the line this time, but you know, it's Dover. It's like they say, it's Bristol, baby. Well, it's Dover, baby. There can be a lot that can happen tonight, and somebody that we're not even thinking of can keep their nose clean and sneak into the playoffs at this track.
And don't forget, we got the way the points is played out. Just couldn't get it brought up here real quick. We got right now 7 locked in to the playoffs. Of course, right when we go to do that, they start the qualifying. But Banks, Schaefer, McRae, Nixon, Pat, Dewsbury, and Curry are all locked in. Penley's pretty comfortable, I'd say. Him, Pointer, Moore, Fawn, Newbraw, all even Riggs, I'd say, is pretty good, but got quite a few that's right there on the bubble. Webb and Isaac down 3 and 11 respectfully. But like you said, it's Dover, man. Anything can happen.
Again, not just that. We're getting down to the nitty gritty in the season here, where you're gonna see guys that are gonna possibly get a little bit desperate here, and maybe make some moves that they wouldn't usually make.
We're right here at mid-season, pretty much.
Real quick, just getting back to Sean's paint. Good time to give a plug to our Truck Series sponsor, Simrat Market. They were actually the ones that did that design. So if you guys like that, go over, check out simratmarket.com and go pick you up a paint.
We're waiting to see Sean. I was gonna give him a little airtime with it, but not wanting to be out there right now. But finally, like I was telling Anthony before you got here, like I said before I was telling Tony.
Whoa!
You in trouble now. You
I
in trouble.
did.
You in the dog.
Oh, you know what I was thinking. Like I was telling Tony, Trading Paints is finally acting right.
What do you think? R3 or R4 for that
Ooh,
one?
man, maybe even the R5.
I'm thinking an R5 with about what did
You
that
can't take no
100
points
base
from me in the
cost?
trucks. I ain't got none, so you got to find something else.
Well, that's why I'm thinking of fine. How much did that punch cost? Who was it? Stenhouse to
Yeah, it's
the
like
Kyle
maybe
Busch a couple weeks ago.
25,000, I think, something like
I
that.
think it
You know
was. So
what?
I'm thinking doubling that 50. 50 sounds like a nice round number.
I'm going to say this. If I'm going to be fined $75,000 for a hit, it sure ain't going to be a bitch punch. I'll tell you that much. It's going to lay somebody out.
You're gonna have one of them Austin Hill punches or Joe Graff Jr. back in the day in Xfinity series. I forget who he knocked on his butt, but it took about 6 guys to pull Joe off of him.
Yeah,
That one I think was at Phoenix.
I'm going to have that Bubba Gump strength.
Ain't no doubt about it.
As we're talking, Brandon Schaefer, top of the board with a 23-point pole.
And right there behind him, Pointer.
Yeah, Pointer not too far behind him with a 49.
And
Sean likes this track.
And we saw a fast lap of a 23.6 in practice, so it looks like the track may be picking up a little bit.
See here. So track temp right now is only 106. And for these cars have, for whatever reason at this track, they have an absolute ton of grip. So 106 is not going to be too hot for them. what I'm going to be interested to see, I think this track is going to play into the dynamic track a little bit more than most, where we might see guys, the line migrate up and down the track as the track warms up and the rubber gets laid down.
Yeah, you can see in the corners that it's getting pretty black right in those corners, which means that rubber is definitely getting down there, which may help with tire wear.
Sitting in, what is that, 8th place?
Well, as qualifying's wrapping up, we're going to go shout out with the national anthem, and we'll be right back with 150 laps here at Dover. Well, who's who you think is your dark horses tonight? I'm pretty sure we've got a few.
My dark horse. I'm gonna go with Ethan Collier.
You know what? I can get behind that. I'm going to have to throw it out there. He needs a win. He's doing good in the points, but I'm going to have to say I'm going to have to go with Penley on this one. And is Bobby still got water with him?
Do I still have one? I'm going to go out on a limb and say if the number 93 of Isaac Wilson can keep his nose clean, I think he is going to have a good finish, if not have a shot at winning here. And Isaac is definitely one of those guys that needs a win.
You know, speaking of Isaac, said nose clean. He's been doing good. He's just been being caught up in other shenanigans that wasn't his.
And that's exactly it. That's why I really do think if Isaac can keep his nose clean here, he'll have a shot at it.
So, some race facts tonight. We have 150 laps. Stage is at lap 60, which is kind of an interesting time for that stage break because these guys can go about 52 laps on fuel. So we may see some split strategies here as far as splitting the stage, and we might see somebody run it long and stay out at the stage. So it should be interesting.
Right now, Schaefer, if he gets a jump and gets away, you know it's going to be one to catch, especially having Banks right there behind him. Winter got a good restart. Too bad. Hurry dropped down quick right there in front of the 36th line.
That was an aggressive move to the bottom. back in second. Gets in front of Brandon Banks in that 54 car. 7 looked like he already hit the wall coming off of turn 4. Somebody started in the pits. I believe that's Ricky Williams. And he's going to come up on track right as the pack is coming around. So hopefully he can get down to the bottom. Get out of these guys' way.
Too early for Spicy. Way too early for Spicy.
Never too early.
No, too early for Spicy. Looks like Banks got into the back of Sean a little bit there going down the front stretch. Got him loosened up down the straightaway, but Banks got off him, allowed Sean to collect it.
Banks has already put a large gap between him and second place. I'm sorry, Schaefer. About 6 to 7 tenths of a second.
This is what we saw him do last season as well, if you remember. I mean, the only ones that were really in contention with Schaefer last season were, I believe, Ed Morris and Banks.
Sean's reeled him back in, though, a little bit here.
It's got that nice, like he was talking about, Bobby, ancient world racing EPI scheme going on.
Yeah, and I'm noticing Sean's line. He's timing that diamond just perfect, where you enter on the bottom, let it wash up, and get back to throttle, turn it back down to that bottom. He's timing it a little better, I think, than Schaefer is, and I think that's why he's gaining right now.
This is something that we do on the dirt side quite often, running a cut down lane like here and running across the slick instead of through it. And I think that's going to play into Sean's hand. Now, the big thing that Sean's going to have to be careful with is running that cut down lane. Use up that right front tire a little bit prematurely. So he's going to have to be careful on how much of that right front that he uses.
Yeah, I agree. But I will say it seems like it can get right down to the bottom of that concrete. You know, it gives you a better exit where if you're a little bit up, the car tends to get tight, it makes you eventually have to lift so you don't get all on corner exit. So if he can keep wrapping that bottom line, I think he's going to get a little bit of gain out of it. When we see Schaefer go the tire width up, might be saving a little bit of tire, but it's harder to hit it over and over and over again when you're playing with that little bit of margin. If you go up another tire width, it's going to affect your exit. It's going to make it push all the way up to that wall.
Absolutely.
Bobby, are you on your phone or your headset in this group?
I am on my headset. Why?
Okay. He was going in and out. I didn't
Crackling a little bit.
Just gonna snap. Oh, it'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm at that age where I can do the snap, crackle, pop. I think all three of us are, and I'd rather not do that.
Oh, you ain't gotta tell me twice. Oh, Hines in the walls. Comes down on Nixon. Nixon avoids them. Mains clearing more.
Yep. Main's going
And
to cap.
as that,
Main really washed up there. Overdrove entry a little bit. Got a little higher than he would have liked, and he will not make that pass, I don't believe, now.
and as that happened, Sean Pointer was able to take over that top spot. Not too much of a fight from Schaefer, but Schaefer coming back.
Oh, Hine in the wall
Dives
again.
it down into one.
Can see,
DBR, exile, DBR, exile.
can see Sean is pretty much gaining all over the place right there. He gained on entry. He's gaining on exit. Probably won't gain on exit now because he had to get a little more wheel into it so he didn't go up into the side of Schaefer there in that 3 car. But definitely making that bottom work. Schaefer's trying to work that high lane, and I just don't know if that's trying to cross. But I think they're just testing stuff out for later right now. That's what I think they're doing. Schaefer's working both the high and the low just to see where he can make passes, where he can't.
What this has also done, it's brought Banks right back into the conversation here.
Sean's going to slide up and take that line away from Schaefer. Schaefer still gets a really good exit, though.
Giving him a nice push,
And
too.
Schaefer sends Sean straight into the corner.
Yeah, I actually say on this one, he did get into him, but Schaefer let off dramatically. Not cause anything, even lost the position.
And I did see him mic up
Absolutely.
in session. I didn't hear what he said, but I assume it was an apology.
It was. He said completely my fault, my bad. So
No harm, no
the
foul.
yeah, the 20 and the 3 have had a couple incidents this season, but nothing's ever been really intentional or with malice. Just two hard. Probably what I would say is probably two of the hardest nosed racers that we have in this series that will run you tooth and nail. And when you get two guys like that together, things will end up happening.
Oh, speaking tooth and nail now, we've got a hornet's nest back around 6th to about 15th.
As we were talking, Brandon Bank.
Oh, there it is. Curry into the wall, into Dewsbury. Sends him down. More collective.
42, 21, 89's got a little bit of it. They're wrecking behind them.
Parking lot. Pace truck ran through Weston.
Isaac Wilson involved. No, Isaac was not involved. Just kidding.
Evan Ludy, Sylvian. Oh, Curry. It all started with Curry bumping the wall.
Adam Pettit involved. Gatlin Downey involved. Sam Sundstrom's involved.
Curry and
I
Dewsbury
will say though,
got into each other.
regardless of the 22 getting in the fence, I think the 7 was
Swashing.
a pretty good 4-wheel drift there coming on up the track. They needed about another 3 car lengths out to that wall to make that work.
Did Isaac make it through?
He's got some damage on the right front fender, but I don't think it'll be too much of a fix on pit road. Sylvan's hood is sliding back and forth, side to side, so he's got some pretty serious damage there.
I think Isaac pretty much just stopped back in the turn before anything happened.
I think Isaac just wants to finish a race at this point, if I'm being completely honest.
Cedric's got some damage. William Moore's got some damage. There's quite a few damaged cars in that.
Well, that chopper view is not good. Well, caution 1.
Well, whatever Isaac Wilson's damage was not from that wreck. I don't believe. I don't see him get into anybody during that wreck.
We're on the green flag. Let's jump in with them and see his point of view on what happened.
Yep, nothing from Isaac there. Yeah, 7 just kept coming up the track. I think Colt hit the wall to try to give the 7 room, and the 7 still took all the room.
I don't think Isaac got any damage off that.
I was showing his right front fender was beat up on my screen, but that could be an iRacing.
He may have brushed up on the wall a little bit because he was pretty high.
Yeah, his right front fender right above the tire from a rear chase view looks like he's got a dent. Oh yeah, he must have been in the wall. He's got a good wrinkle there. But it wasn't part of that, I can tell you that much.
I think Pointer may have got some damage fixed or something. He coming out 8th. Well, I take that back. Your top 6 did not pit. So it's going to be looking pretty interesting right there. Top 6 on old tires. 7th back. Everybody pitted. Well, speaking of sim wrap market, let's give them a quick little shout out before we go back to green flag. Take that back. Lights are already off. Jason Hastings up to 4th. The DBR guys are trolling 1, 2, 3, and 4, so there is a pit strategy, it seems, involved here. You have got some drivers up there. Gatlin Down sitting in 6th. Old tires.
Yeah, and everybody who didn't pit, I don't believe they're going to be able to make it on fuel unless they get another caution. Everybody who did pit should be good on fuel, no problem. At least to get to the stage. But I will say it's tough to give up that track position.
There's where if it's going to happen, it's going to happen from about 5th back. That group of cars right there running together.
Yeah, kind of a hornet's nest back there.
Webb and Pointer almost ran into each other. Pointer's able to get around everybody. Setting his eyes on Hastings now, moving up to the field, door to door between Vaughn and Collier. Nixon, McRae, Maines, and Nixon.
Getting really tight back here around 6th to like 10th. It's like actually like 12th. There's like, ooh, that high lane is rolling though. 33 and the 77. Made it work and just went by that whole pack.
Rewind.
Wide. And they make it through. I feel like the 35 gave up a lot of time to make sure nobody got wrecked there. He went really high in the corner to make sure that Webb and I believe it was McRae there, didn't end up wrecking.
Mr. Colton Curry found the sandwich between Dewsbury and the wall.
35 gets in the wall coming off of turn 4 a little bit. Keeps it going straight, no problem.
Oh, there's another mess right there from about way up back. 4 wide almost.
And Sean Pointer takes the lead and gaps them by 1.5 seconds. Those fresh tires are really coming into play right now.
This is fixing to be a mess here.
Oh, what a hornet's nest. There's probably 15 cars in that pack.
All behind Negro and Hastings trying to get around.
Some are on fresh tires, some are on old tires. This is not going to end well.
Cut straight 0. Appreciate it.
Somebody
3
pull
wide.
the
Oh my
icy
God,
meter
3
out.
wide. Here we go. This is not
There it
good.
is.
There it
There
is.
it is.
There they go.
I said it. Bring the spicy meter out.
3 wide coming out of 2.
Matt Webb got sandwiched, it looked like, right in the middle there. Nope, just kidding. Ethan Collier got sandwiched by the 52 and the 49. 52 washed up the track a little bit and was 3 wide. And the 52 really doesn't have any damage. but it killed the
Oof.
45. Cody Riggs is missing a rear bumper. The 89's got front end damage. The 35 has got all kinds of damage.
We got that 3 wide going in.
Adam Pettit in it. Colt Curry again.
He ping-ponged it for a minute. Gatlin Downey involved. Cody Riggs. Stephen Hahn again.
But I will say this, for as many cars as were in that area, several of them made it through unscathed or with minor damage.
Oh, Mr. Moore takes the wall to keep from taking Isaac. Well, Isaac is 2 for 2. He's got the Joe counter. I'm going to have the Isaac counter of his survivability. Tony, you said they couldn't make it on fuel unless they had a caution. So we've got a caution sitting at 30.
Yeah, they should be able to make it, or at least pretty close. Downside is they gave up some track position doing it, so I don't feel like tires are really going to be an issue here. They had 4 additional sets of tires, so 5 total. That's 30 laps a set. Maybe in the long run, but that first caution was somewhere around lap 20, so they just got to make up 10 lap difference.
Somebody was generous with the tires. Give them 2 sets. Make them pay $10 a week if they want more sets.
Yeah, first caution was at lap 18, so really maybe a 10 lap difference that you can, adjust over the course of potentially 4 runs. So I feel like taking tires at that first caution was probably the move.
I think there's going to be a lot trying to save. Well, so far the picks, I believe, are still in it.
Yes, they
Negative. Tony's was a sandwich.
Yep.
Bobby, we're still in it.
still in it for now.
Got to give a shout out to Isaac there, though. Driving well. If something happens, I'm going to catch it. Just wait for it. He'll chat it out here in a minute.
Like Cody Riggs did not go down and get his damage fixed, so we're going to see how much that rear bumper really matters at a 1 mile racetrack.
Welcome, Ready Ed.
It's going to make it fun to drive.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have his hands full.
I mean, it should make it really fast on the straightaways.
How long these turns are, I think it's going to hinder him, unfortunately, more than help him. But pace truck's off. Green is out.
John Pointer gets a great launch. 33 was sleeping a little bit. Really checked up that inside row.
Dixon Schaefer still have not hit.
I think they feel like the track position is going to be more important than the fresh tires at this point. Maybe they're going to try to stretch this till stage. With those 2 cautions, they may be able to do it. but I don't know. I think they're going to get swallowed up by this pack behind them. If they can get a 5 or 10 green flag runs, you know, that's going to be hard for them to defend. Joey Maines is already at their bumper.
Ed Senior out there, guys. He has made his way to the Twitch.
Nice.
3 years
Ed
later,
Senior's
he
the
made
man.
it.
Ed Senior's the man. I don't care what anybody says. Ed Senior's the man.
Ooh, 50.
Banks in the
Big
wall.
checkup.
Wow.
That was catastrophe waiting to happen there. 54 hit the wall. 3 was right behind him. Really had to get on the binders, open the door for the 95. Was able to slide around both of them. Looks like now we're about to get past the 54.
All I gotta say is the both of them owe Joey. I think that's Joey Maines a Christmas card on not killing the both of them.
Cody Rick with that damaging in the spot. 10.
Cody must have heard me talking and said, "Hold my sippy cup and watch this, Team Owner."
DVR almost took a page out of the North-South book.
I think that 54 is now holding out that 3. I think that damage might be hurt. Evan Moody, I believe that is coming flying through on the bottom, trying to make some passes. Back here around the 10th spot. Cody Rick's going to follow suit.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check this. Senior is the sponsor of this race, the Primetime Motorsports 150.
Yes, he is.
No.
Wanted to double check on sure if it was senior or junior.
I'll tell you what, though, these front four are flying. Sean Pointer's got a 1 second gap over James McRae, who's got a 1 second gap over Nathan Nixon.
Who's got a half-second gap?
Yeah, Maines is trying to get to Nixon's bumper, try to get that pass for P3. And then you got a 3 second gap back to 5th and 6th.
Wow, Vincent just sent it in, or something happened with Schaefer. He just dropped 2 positions.
I think we're starting to really see the effects of them not coming in and getting those tires. 60 laps is or should say, what will be 60 laps is going to be a very long time on a set.
Well, both of them have nothing to lose, though. They can play some strategy to try to get that checkered flag later in the race by saving that set of tires, because they both got wins. So.
Too many battles anywhere. Oh, Schaefer just hit the wall.
Well, those tires, this many laps on them, I imagine that car is pushing really tight on quarter exit. Probably really hard to keep it off the wall, especially if you miss your line just a little bit.
We got a battle of the Busch cars. 3 and 8. William Moore decides to get in the middle of it. Corner's coming up on his teammate. Lap traffic, Coke Curry. Well, no, that was not Coke.
I'm gonna say
That-
Gordon was connected.
That is the 89 of Stephen Hines. So, yes to the teammate, wrong on the driver. Mr. Hines been unfortunately involved in quite a few incidents this race. He's not having a great night.
Yeah, he kind of started off pretty rough. Got in the wall. Got involved in some wrecks.
He's taking the Bobby Rafferty of the Xfinity.
I'm telling you. Hey, I did good at my last race. Iowa was good for me. I am bringing my fishing poles here to Dover, though, on Wednesday. I'm hoping when we get here it's flooded and they're holding a bass tournament instead of a race.
Ah, Dover's a fun track.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Tony. Doesn't mean I got to agree.
Don't quote me on this, but I thought I remembered you telling me that you enjoyed the championship race last season.
I've heard that too.
I enjoyed watching it up in the stands. It was great. Truth be told, I can't talk too much. The biggest reason I did not run the championship race last season was twofold. It's trying to help Zach get a championship, and my VR had finally died like 2 races prior to that. So I was not acclimated to running on a single screen at all, and it was not worth the risk. But did turn some laps here before I went away on vacation, and it wasn't that bad. I still wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Gordon and
They put down
Sundstrom
good
battling it out right now. They still have been door to door about the past 3 laps. Well, I don't like this. I think things have settled down.
Well, for about 6 more laps, and then we bunch them all back up and get them on equal tires.
Yeah, right now, that's the most exciting spot we've got on the track right now, from about 16th to 20th.
Yeah, there's, what, 6 cars in that group? Brandon Hughes with a moment there. I don't know if he was lifting to get out of the way or, oh, now he's in the wall.
And you know, real quick, I'm gonna give a little shout out. Brady Price got him a win this weekend in I believe, the Bombers.
As long as he remembers to keep comms clear.
Yes, keep comms clear, Brady. Always keep comms clear.
He's looking to make a move to the inside of Gordon. Boy, kiss. Two laps for stage. Now looks like Bill Moore. He's going to be getting that last stage point. But you know, Banks and Schaefer, they may have lost position on the stage. But it's like you said, Tony, you know, they ain't got nothing to lose, really. Them having an extra set of tires towards the end, it may come into their favor.
see that biting them is if we do have green flag runs like we just had, though. Because at that point, then they don't have the opportunity, really, to put those that extra set of tires on.
Caution is out. Pointer is going to get the stage win. Well, I ain't going to do no jinxing, so we ain't going to talk to him. You ain't having that on my conscience, Bobby.
I'm not saying nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I wasn't there.
Well, that ain't favoritism. It's just not going to put the broadcaster's curse.
Please don't. I already need a paper bag, and we're only, what, about a third of the way through this deal.
Rowdy getting a little rowdy out there.
Wouldn't be rowdy if he wasn't getting rowdy.
All right, so we're going to have a little less than 90 laps, call it 85 laps. In theory, you can one-stop it from here. Your tires will hate you. But if you pit here, you can make it on one stop.
And you know, that's another strategy Schaefer DVR may have been looking at, seeing how long tires really go before they actually drop off.
Well, I think they found that out. Looking at the lap times, started running on like 23 sixes, 23 sevens. And by the end of that run, they were in the 25 fours. So they lost almost 2 seconds a lap running that full stage on one set of tires.
Yeah, well, they get those waiver rounds. We're going to give a quick little shout out to Simrat Markets. We'll be right back. About 80 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to help your teammate out, but I also feel like the outside lane is probably the better line to restart from. And I say that only because the inside lane really can't see you that well. So it kind of gives you that little split second of an advantage to launch and more than likely clear that inside lane.
That broke Gray. Don't start blinking now.
car drops off. We are about to go green. '77 was sleeping. Almost looked like he was in the wrong gear.
Here comes Schaefer on charge. Or Henley. Vaughn's trying to make it work on the high side.
Oh, Cody Riggs. Looked like he got loose off the corner. That's going to be a big one.
Hastings involved.
Yeah, just lost it up on that top line. What's left? Hook right into the fence, and not much he could do there.
Matt Webb
That's
involved.
It's gonna end Cody's night, and I'm possibly one or two others.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 49's out, and then I believe the 93 is going to be out as well.
There goes my pick.
You want a good onboard, go ahead and watch from Isaac Wilson.
Ooh. Looks like Riggs' car just broke completely to the right coming out of that turn.
You want to talk about nowhere to go on Isaacs?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He just drove right underneath that 49. That part is he checked up as much as he could. He just, like you said, nowhere to go.
Putting a lot more of them in the pit, and they're not.
Yeah, I think at least 3 of them are done there.
Hastings, Riggs, Newbrock,
Well,
Isaac.
yeah, the 49 Hastings is probably done. Cody Riggs is probably done. Isaac, I saw, might have been the 52 car smoking. I'm going to say yes because he disconnected, so.
NASCAR fact. Let's see. Who's got the fastest qualifying lap here?
You got me completely stumped on that one.
Like fastest overall ever for
Not including Indy.
qualifying lap fastest ever.
He's a fan favorite.
Yeah. I wouldn't call him a fan favorite.
No, don't know. It ain't JJ.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess ever.
set in 2019.
So are we talking race lap or qualifying lap?
Qualifying lap.
Okay, just making sure.
It's just short track racing.
I think you gave it away there, but I'm not going to say the name.
Restart Sean got him on that one. Inside line went that time. Nixon.
Yeah. A little more
Bond.
equal restart.
Bond was a little bit asleep on that one. Schaefer inside of Mainz.
Well, I don't think anybody's gonna guess this, so maybe we should just tell them. Ed's got the number right.
I mean, like Bobby said, pretty much it's just short track racing. I figured that pretty much that sealed the deal.
I mean, he only beat your favorite driver.
Colonel, go to bed. It's looking like it's going to be a battle right there. Bentley he's cutting it close. He's trying to reel those guys in. Schaefer's sliding up.
Yeah, Penley able to send it down or on the high side around McRae. Made it work. Ed is correct. Denny Hamlin has the fastest lap aside from Indy, and that's qualifying in 2019. Somebody know what the fastest race lap is and who set it? Well, nobody's gonna know who or what the time is, but who set the fastest race lap?
I'm going to guess Tony Stewart just because I can.
It was the same year as Denny Hamlin set the fastest qualifying lap.
So definitely not Stewart. He was retired by then.
I don't remember if it was that race or not, but that may have been the year where said driver got mad after he got wrecked and hopped out of his car and flipped off another driver. I actually am wearing the shirt of that right now.
And you can tell by the way Tony was talking, he looked down.
I did too.
Now you got me stumped, Tony. So this one I don't know either.
That would be one Mr. Chase Elliott in the exact same race that Denny Hamlin set the fastest time.
You're not so
Qualifying Chase
fan
Elliott.
favorite driver.
I mean, he is technically was the last how many seasons favorite driver.
Eh.
I don't remember what year that was. If that was 19 or 18, I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, I got a T-shirt that shows Chase Elliott giving the finger, and it says hashtag FKB.
Schaefer is trying.
Schaefer and McRae into each
Oh.
other.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one.
It's going to end Schaefer's night and possibly McRae's.
And that's all on Schaefer. He hooked him.
Yes, he did. I was just starting to say Schaefer was trying to make his way up through the field, but these guys were not just gonna just not gonna lay over for him. They were gonna make him earn it, and 77 did get a tiny bit loose off the wall, but Schaefer was
Yeah,
so close to that left rear quarter, it
he
didn't give any room for error, and Schaefer also looks like he got loose and came up the track a little.
yeah.
See who went unders. Somebody went clean under McRae.
Tell you this, it's anybody looking for a job in the RRL Xfinity series on a body team, please apply at exiledneedshelp.com.
Sunstorm.
Yeah, you could hear Schaefer's tires just lift up, so he was definitely loose. Ended up having to chase the car up the track and hook the 77.
Well, Sunstrom had nowhere to go.
Nah.
Look who's made it to the front. Evan Ludy.
He was reeling those guys in. He was, I believe he was up to like fourth before that caution came out. He was getting them one by one.
And Donut, I've got to agree with you on that one. You see him do close racing, you don't really see him make too many mistakes.
Yeah, I will went from a cockpit view, and you could just hear the engine RPMs pick up, like the back tires lost traction. So I think you're right. I think he got loose, had to chase it up the track right in the left rear of the 77 and hooked him.
And just the way the nature of the straightaways are on this track with that banking, the car
Yeah.
is going to come down off the wall a tiny bit, and you have to account for that. But again, obviously nothing intentional there. Just two guys racing hard and came together, and unfortunately ended both of their nights.
Well, and earlier on we were saying that the worst part of this track is corner X of that car. Just once it hits that transition, it really you go from a tight condition to a loose condition as soon as you hit that transition point, and that's kind of that. I think that was kind of the perfect example of it. Well, you can't make it from here, so still gonna have to stop once.
We've got Lil Ludy out there in the chat.
Oh yeah, Evan Ludy, 28.
A lot up in the front that's not normally up there. Gordon's there more. Williams.
I was watching the replay. I didn't see who went down pit road, but I'm assuming the top four stayed out and everybody behind him went down pit road. Am I correct on that, Jeremy?
Your top three stayed out. Well, let's see. What lap we on? 60, 84? Yeah. Yeah, from about fifth back went pitted. So your
I
top
think
four
Sean Pointer is.
You
Sean Pointer is your first car on fresh tires here, which this is going to be interesting because you got guys on some pretty worn out tires with some very fast, hungry guys behind them.
Well, and Deshaun's advantage there, he's kind of, well, the 5 didn't go, but he was starting on the same row as the leader, so less chance of a checkup, but Sanford was really late on that one.
Now, if I'm these guys on the fresh tires, you know, especially in that I would say 5th to about 9th or 10th spot, be patient here. You know that your tires are literally seconds faster than the guys that are in front of you. Be patient, pick your spots, and make the moves when they present themselves. Don't force anything.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, these guys got at somewhere around 20 laps on their tires.
They're banding it out.
Oh, 5 in the wall.
Vaughn able to get around him off that. Dixon's debating on what to do now. I don't think anybody jumped that restart. I think he may have had some sleeping. Uh-oh, change lanes.
Oh, yeah, change lanes before the start finish. Definitely didn't jump, but did change lanes. Fresh tires to the front, Sean Pointer.
Seeing those fresh tires, like you said, take the lead. Maybe he's kind of dropping back now.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see him try to battle on that high side just to maintain as much track position as he can until he's got a pit. Did the 36 pit? I think he did.
I believe he
Just,
did, yeah.
Looking at his pace, I had to assume he did, but Nixon able to get it around Ludi. Gatlin's going to try making that bottom line work and get around him as well. Not going to make it work yet. He's going to go to the top, the high side. Cross him over. Gonna have a fender into turn 1. Cleared him. Here's one we don't see. Brandon Hughes sitting P8 right now. Been riding around the back, didn't qualify, just avoiding wrecks as much as he could. I think he even went a lap down there, but back on the lead lap, running up in the top 10.
He's got his car blacked out, I believe.
I think your trading paints is messing up. It's showing up black, pink, and blue and white car on my screen.
Yep, same thing with me.
I'm seeing the black and the blue if you get close enough, but it looks like it's sheeted.
Oh, it's bright pink, bright blue.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna make me say it again. iRacing, fix it.
Well, they got that big patch coming out tomorrow. make the truck race this week very interesting.
Oh, well, I was reading through when they released the notes on the trucks. I think about 2 or 3 days ago, I was reading through them, and I think we're going to see the truck series get turned on its head. I
think
don't
you're right.
think I don't think we're going to be seeing the same guys. Maybe a few of the same guys that run up front stay up there, but that being said, I think we're going to see a whole new crop of drivers on Tuesday nights up front because the trucks are going to drive a complete 180 of the way they used to.
Yeah, I think those guys who are a little more conservative right now are going to have the advantage, easy transition, if you will, versus these guys that are hot lapping lap after lap. They're going to pay the price.
Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure that I did see some aerial footage of Joe Roberts outside of the iRacing headquarters with a picket sign screaming, "Make your tires last longer, you went the wrong direction."
I could definitely see that.
I think I made Jeremy laugh so hard that he had to mute his mic. That is great success.
It takes quite a bit to get me to mute it when I'm laughing. So far, I've had 2 incidents tonight that's happened. So I might be off my rocker a little bit.
All right, so enough picking on Joe. We love you, Joe, but we got to bust your chops. Out front, still Sean Pointer and pulling away, kind of out there on a Sunday cruise.
Yeah, got a 1.5 second gap over his teammate Nathan Nixon. Gatlin Downey sitting in the 3rd spot, and Vincent Bichon in 4th. I think that's how you say it. I don't know.
I just with first names at this point. I just go with first names at this point with our neighbors to the north, which we love seeing them out here every Monday night, but I am not going to attempt to say their names because I butcher them every time. Uncle, Pineapples, I quit. I give up. I'm tapping out.
Ricky Williams able to get around Nathan Penley for that 6th spot. Well, I think we're going to be in the midst of a longer green flag run here until these tires really start to wear, at least for these guys on fresh tires. The guys on older tires, I mean, they're about 40 laps into a run. Fuel run is about 52 laps, so I expect to see them hitting pit road anytime now. They can make it from here. And, I mean, they pit here, they can split it.
Yeah, Fungus 96. That name somebody does get familiar to me. I think that is an Xbox driver, possibly. It was. But appreciate the follow there, man.
Ricky Williams gets around Evan Ludy. He has now moved up to that 5th position.
Ricky Williams is another one that he's had a rough up and down season. I think this is about his highest position so far.
Well, he's another one that did not take a qualifying lap. Started at the back and worked his way to the front through pit strategy and just driving around people.
Definitely going to take that point for the biggest mover.
A little battle with Nathan Penley and Evan Ludy. William Morca. Oh, Penley coming into pits.
Ludy coming into the wall.
Sam Sundstrom,
Yep.
also in pits. He is 1 lap down.
Gatlin Downey, his highest position right now, P3.
Yeah, I think he's one of those ones that took tires at that last caution.
That is correct. Highest position one that hasn't. It's going to be Evan Moody, still running in sixth.
If this goes green to the end, I'm not sure how this is all going to work out. Just because those guys that came in the last caution and took tires, they were basically able to get those fresh tires and full fuel without losing time on track. They lost positions, but they didn't lose time.
Moody
Evan
just
Moody
takes
down
it to
pit
the
road.
pit.
But they're still going to have to pit. Now they're going to have way shorter runs on their tires, so I think they're definitely in the catbird seat for good finishing positions. Those ones that stayed out, they're going to have longer runs on their tires, and they're giving up time on track due to the green flag pit stop. So I think, all in all, I don't think it's really going to be a net gain for these guys. I think we're going to see the strategy that Sean Pointer, Nixon, Downey, those guys are on. I think that's really the strategy, unless an untimely caution comes out.
Thing I'm also noticing is Nathan Nixon is slowly but surely reeling that 20 car in. And if I am not mistaken, neither one of these guys is locked into the playoffs.
Oh, don't
I
look
think
now.
I think Nixon is. Didn't he get a win? Pretty sure he did.
Oh, don't look now. Discord's getting spicy. Says don't look. But to answer your question, no, Nixon, yes, he does have one win, so he is locked in.
Yeah, I thought he got one a few weeks ago.
So now you're looking at Sean trying to hold it down for what, 35 more laps.
But remember, they still got to pit. Those guys at the front, they will not make it on fuel. So, but it's more of a when do you pit, right? You don't want to pit and have the caution come out right after that, right? You'd rather have the caution come out first and pit, be able to do it under green or under caution and not have to pit under green.
That's rough, donut. Out there, Ludi, green flag pit stop puts you about 2 laps down. So it's a hard pill to swallow.
So Nixon won at Indy.
Nixon, you're right, did win at Indy.
Yeah, I think if you're in this front group, you just got to run it as long as you can, right?
There they
And
are.
As you say that, Pointer and Nixon both come in.
That's risky. That's risky. I think I would have ran it longer if I could.
Vaughn and Williams staying out.
Anybody who stays out, if they run it as long as they can, and a caution comes out, now you're trapped 2 laps down, right? Give or take. Oh, maybe a lap, depending on, you're at the front, so maybe you can get out just 1 lap down, but realistically, you're probably going to be 2 laps down should that caution come out with having people who have not pitted yet. It's risky, right?
Absolutely, it's risky. But
if it goes
with
green,
how fast those 2 cars have been, though, also, if you can only be that 1 lap down, it might be the 1,000 IQ move.
I mean, it works out if it stays green, but if that caution comes out before these leaders have to pit, regardless, you're still going to be starting behind people because you got to take the wave around, and they're going to go back in and get fresh tires. So you're losing track position. That's why it's risky, right? If it goes green, you're good to go, no problem. You can cycle back out to the lead. Pretty wide. Isaac Wilson gives them plenty of room.
For my Lucas Oil late model fans, I'm going to be pulling a James Essex here. PSG, please stay green.
Greg, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be. I think the guys who haven't pitted yet, or the ones who just pitted, are going to have fresher tires for the run. They were able to not have to push all the way to the end of their fuel run, so they maximized their tires a little bit. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to play out where they're going to cycle back to the lead should this stay green. I mean, right now, Sean Pointer, after pitting, is the first car, the first of these cars 1 lap down. I'm sitting in 8th. Isaac Wilson is the only one ahead of him.
Look, after all his incident, he's made it up a bit.
Yeah, and he hasn't pitted yet. He just went a lap down. So right now, there's 5 cars on the lead lap. They have not pitted yet. Isaac Wilson with damage sitting in 6th, and then it's Sean Pointer, Ricky Williams, Henley, Nixon, Looney. So all of it's going to depend on if we cycle through green flag stops.
Got pretty low real quick. No money's cars showing. Still black.
Yeah, you probably have to close out trading paints completely and then reopen it for it to work. So right now we have 3 cars on the lead lap. Joey Maines, Brandon Hughes, and Cedric. Sean Pointer, the first car 1 lap down.
Arnold's got 5 on Brandon getting the top 10.
Well, the only way I think he gets a top 10 here is if he gets the caution at the right time. Other than that, I mean, he stayed out so long, banking on that caution. I think he's going to cycle out to about 15th or maybe even further back. Sean Pointer and Nathan Nixon able to unlap these cars.
But he's still going to have plenty of sets of tires in their pit stall, at least one.
Yeah, tires really shouldn't be an issue for anybody unless they took them every time the caution came out, but I don't think we saw that at all. Tires really should not be a factor here. Sean Pointer up to 3rd. Gets around Cedric.
Joey Maines in the pit, Brandon Hughes to the lead, second lead.
Get himself a bonus point for leading the lap. Jeremy, if you're able to, can you check to see when Brandon Hughes last pitted?
Lap 82.
Yeah, so he's coming up. He's got, my guess is somewhere about 6 laps of fuel before he has to come.
They're doing a caution dance.
Yeah, he's probably riding and praying.
I would say 6 to 8 is kind of where he's at fuel-wise. So he is definitely banking on that caution. But Sean Pointer went from 20 seconds back to 10 seconds back. So he is closing that gap. And even if Hughes didn't have to pit for fuel, I think Sean potentially could run him down in the next 20 laps. Yeah, it took 3 seconds off the gap this last lap by.
He's cutting into his lead.
Well, he was at 7.7 back this last time crossing the line. We'll see where he's at crossing the line this time. But he is really like seconds a lap carving into that lead. He's down to 5 seconds gap. So he took 2.5 seconds off in 1 lap.
Sam Gordon gets to the wall going around Hughes.
Yeah, I think not fit yet.
It's hurting him more than it's helping.
Well, he's, yeah, with 3 seconds a lap this last time by. Sean Pointer will have him in the next lap. Kind of what I'm seeing based off the pace. Brandon Hughes is running 27.2. That was his last lap. Sean Pointer
Got
is
it.
running. Yeah, 23 nines, 24 moves. So that is the lead right there. Sean Pointer into the lead. Nixon will be following suit, getting around Brandon for second. And I assume Gatlin Downing will not be too far behind. Looking at a top 3 finish for him, should this stay green to the end. I'm sure
Ladies.
Penley's pushing to get back up there too.
He's found himself back on the lead lap in P7.
Yeah, and in reality, it's probably 6th once Hughes pits or gets passed.
Or wreck. Oh, Downey.
Eh,
We have got.
Here,
Oh,
I
Brandon
think.
wrecking.
Let's see what happened. I did hear Hughes say he was pitting, and looks like, ooh, yeah. Tony, I'm gonna let you take that one.
I'll have to go back and look. All right, let's see what I see here. Ooh.
Yeah, my exact reaction was oof.
Well, it all started coming off of turn 2. Brandon really had to get out of the throttle. He was down to like 115 miles an hour. Got really tight on corner exit and had to get off the throttle. And didn't really get to the bottom of the track until he turned down on entry to turn 3. Probably should have
That point,
got
there was a
lower
car
before.
there.
Yeah, probably should have got lower earlier than that, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
Fortunately, I think that did take Gatlin Downey out with him. I think that is the car he got involved with.
It definitely was. Gatlin was looking at a P3, potential P3 finish, and kind of out of that now. But we thought Penley was going to be in P3. Vincent able to get around him.
Mr. Inferno. Good thing nobody took you up on that one.
Sean Pointer with a 1.4 second lead.
Go out on a limb here. If nothing drastic happens, I think Pointers is fixing to lock himself into the playoffs.
Yeah, 10 laps to go. Nixon's inching into that lead a little bit, but a tenth of a second a lap, if that. I don't think there's enough time for him to catch him, unless something happens on track or Sean makes a mistake. I mean, as long as he doesn't pull a Ryan Blaney and run out of fuel on the last lap, he should be all right. Don't tell him that. I took him up on that.
At the review broadcast.
It's like Nathan Penley is really struggling on corner exit right now.
Oh, poker night's getting rubbed in the face.
I wasn't last during poker night. I finished in the second position.
I'll tell you what, poker night is always fun. I'm disappointed I missed it this go round. Granted, I'm just donating money, but it's always fun.
Yeah, Matt Webb got me good. I thought I had him. I had 2 pair. He hit the straight. took all my money.
Building gets loose. I don't know why. If there comes a poker night's what, a Saturday night?
Yeah, we've been doing it on Saturday nights.
Well, I mean, a Saturday night where you make find a way to stream it.
You can't stream it. You'll show everybody your hand.
Athlete.
Well,
You'll be the first one out. You'll beat Matt as being the first one out.
oh, Matt goes all in on the first hand.
Nah, 2 poker nights ago, he first one out.
Well, the question is, can you watch after you get put out?
You can.
Absolutely.
See, there you go. Don't necessarily
I
have to-
intentionally went out. I intentionally, not intentionally, intentionally, accidentally went out at my real life car number of number 7 on the first one. So I wasn't too upset about that.
I don't even know what you said. Intentionally, unintentionally, accidentally.
purposely lost me.
Yep, exactly. Are you confused yet?
Bobby's still sitting at the dock at the bait.
Oh, I wish. Oh, I wish. Lake Greenwood in South Carolina is absolutely beautiful.
Well, you was that far down, you could have went about 6 hours west. About 8.
Could
Got a
have, but I will
backyard.
tell you this.
You could have camped out there.
I'll tell you what. We, my wife and I and the kids met up with Stephen McComas and his wife. Went out to dinner, had a great time. So I got to thank him for that. But yeah, it was a good trip. But we got 3 to go, and I don't think this race for the lead is quite over yet. Nathan Nixon has been chipping away. I just don't know if he's going to have enough laps.
We're
Oh
on the
wait, no,
final
I'm
lap.
behind.
He won't have
We
any
are
laps.
behind.
Checker flag.
Nope,
Sean
doesn't
Winners.
have enough laps.
Sean is going to take the checkered flag and lock himself into the playoffs.
First win of the season.
It's locked in. Woohoo, my pick finished 3rd. Got him at the line.
Oh, we did. Wow. Well, we get to hear it again this week.
Yep. I like interviewing him. He always finishes it. I guarantee he's going to close the sentence out. Praise
Oh,
Hell,
yes.
Praise Dale, regardless. Now, I will take a bet on that Inferno. Oh, little post-race action. Looks like somebody got to the wall.
And we're going to see how Sean's burnout capabilities are.
That's what happens when you get a paint from Simroute Markets. You win.
Yep.
Well, we're going to give a shout out to them while we get our winners and top 3 up here. We'll be right back. Post-race interviews. All right, Bobby. I think you may know this one right here. He locked in on the playoffs. I'm gonna let you have a round at him.
I mean, do I really got to talk to him?
No,
You
you
know,
gotta talk
I
to him.
may I may know the guy a little bit. Great race, Sean. Take us through your night, man. That was a pretty dominant win for you here at Dover.
Well, I was nervous because I did a oopsies before stage when we had that first caution when we pitted on like lap 25, 30. I took tires and I was like, might have just screwed myself, but thank God we didn't have a late race caution. I was worried when I think someone was on the apron coming out of 3 or going into 3 or 4, but no, I gotta definitely thank Adam and Nathan, for doing these pit strategies because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just a dirt guy. I just go out there and I press the throttle and I'm just there. But
I was gonna say we're dirt guys. We don't know this strategy stuff.
heck no.
So definitely, I will say, like I said, pretty dominant. But the early part of the race there, pretty eventful for you. Looked like a little bit of a meeting of the minds between you and Schaefer going into 3 there. Looked like the car was pretty crossed up. How close were you to losing that car? Because me personally, I was holding my breath. I thought you were done right there.
I just don't think he was. I was trying to take it easy. I just don't think he was expecting me to lift where I was lifting, and he just got in high. I mean, it's Schaefer. He runs everyone hard. I mean, it's not like he's trying to do stuff on purpose. So I mean,
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
was scared that I was gonna lose it, yes, but I was more worried that I was gonna clip the wall with my left front more than anything. I didn't care if I spun out or anything. I was just more worried about hitting the inside wall.
Well, first win in Xfinity, lock yourself into the playoffs. Now I've known you long enough. I've seen you do some stuff on track where I've even been like, how did he just pull this off? Are we gonna see a little bit more aggression out of you moving forward, knowing you're locked in and take some more chances, or you gonna play it safe and regroup for the playoffs?
No, I think I'm gonna race everyone like I've been, like I've been racing. I'm not gonna take a race lightly because I'm in the playoffs. I'm just gonna try to help, the rest of my teammates like Cody and Steven and James and Colt and everyone on Exiled, on this team. I'm just gonna continue to help them and continue to better myself, learning from those guys. So, um, yeah, I'm just gonna race normal. I'm not gonna cut anyone slack, and I hope no one else cuts me slack. You know what I mean? I just want to race.
Absolutely. Well, we one thing you and I got to do. We're not leaving the track tonight until we find that monkey that's been harassing poor Cody Riggs and has been on
I
his back
know.
all season. But dude, first, like I said, first one in Xfinity, but you have many wins on iRacing. Have done this many times. So the floor is yours, my friend. You know the drill.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ancient World Gaming, Talesman, Simrat Market, Exiled Esports, HCM Motorsports, Elite Performance Industries. Go over there and get yourself some hot tunes for some setups. But Design the Void, um, you know, Sword Dog. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. I don't. I just want to thank everyone over, like I said, Cody, Adam, Nathan, Steve, and Cole, Josh, you, Zach, for keeping my head on my shoulders sometimes because I can get pretty fired out sometimes. So no, it's cool. You guys for putting on the league in the stream and yeah. Oh, and Next Level Racing for sure. I'm sorry,
There we
forgot
go.
about them too.
Okay.
Well, brother, great race tonight. Like I said, locked in the playoffs, playing with house money from here on out. Proud of you. Fantastic win. I had a feeling that the way this track is and the way you have to drive it was going to fall right into your wheelhouse, and it definitely did. So we will catch you next week. You have yourself a good night.
Absolutely, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Well, he like you said, he's in now. So, but he ain't gonna ease up. He's gonna stay the same Sean he's been
I,
first half of the season.
I'll tell you what, I think we are going to see. I know Sean a long, long time. I think we're going to see a little. Personally, think we're going to see a little more aggression out of him. Nothing crazy, but now he's locked in. He can take those chances. So I think we're going to see a little bit more of an exciting side of him, and I'm pumped to watch it.
Well, not cutting it short. That P2 comes in with Nathan Nixon.
Hello, guys.
So he's got that perfect radio voice.
It's the microphone. I take no credit.
We'll have to talk about the microphone. But dude, you had it up and down, and you fought your way all the way back up to P2.
Yeah, that was a lot better outcome than I thought when I started doing a little practice. I did a little bit before the session opened. I hadn't been on the rig since I think last Tuesday, and I know this track's tricky, and I think this is my first league race in the Xfinity car at this track. So I wasn't too sure, and but I figured the tires out after the second set of tires. I think I finally figured the long run speed out, but traffic was hard there at the end.
Well, your pit cycle. I mean, do you wish you'd done something a little different to maybe close that gap on Sean just a little bit?
Honestly, I'm really happy he won. I'm pleased with second to him, and I was torn. I wanted a caution if I had a set, because I think racing him at the end, it would have been a good finish, good hard racing. But I didn't want to caution because we didn't have any, and a lot of the other guys did. So I was happy with how it played out because I made my bid early on and had what I had.
Well, P2 is nothing to be ashamed of. So, man, you earned those shout outs.
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, Talesman, league sponsor, and got to do the AWG Exiled Esports. I'll take a second, but Black's gonna come out on top. Mark my words. And Rock Solid Rigs, Sparkle and Shine, Sean Kozier, and my wife for watching and rooting me on.
All right, brother, we're going to shoot you on out of here. Congratulations on that P2 finish tonight.
Yep, it was a fun one. We'll hopefully see you guys again soon.
Well, it seems like that exiled battle's heating up a little bit between the black and red.
I told you there ain't no team orders over here, and as much as they want to beat everybody else, I will guarantee you they want to beat each other even worse.
Well, without further ado, he squeaked in P3, stole it away from Vincent. Driving that Busch light car, it's going to be Nathan Penley wrapping up at P3. Congratulations there, Nathan.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm happy with the finish. Very happy with the finish. I thought it was going to be a lot worse of a finish when we first began than what it ended up being.
Well, Nathan finished in the third spot. Had a really, really good battle there towards the end, able to edge out Vincent. What'd you need to get up there and battle with Sean?
A caution. I had an extra set of tires. I was hoping so bad we would get a caution. And then that wreck with I think his name's Gatelin. That wreck, I was right behind him. I was cheering. I'm like, I got my caution. I was so excited. And then they dropped right down into pit road. And I was torn up. That was my hope right there.
Yeah, and
that was one of the only ones with an extra set of tires, I think.
I was going to say, hearing from them, they said they did not have an extra set, so they were praying for no caution. So,
yep, just didn't go my way. Nothing I can do about it, but I was in the position to take it there if we would have had one.
I'll tell you what, man, it seems like every week you're up here finishing top 3. Man, you just come into the Xfinity series and you're there every week. How are you doing that?
It's a good question. I don't know. Good wreck avoidance. I mean, I've been really, really good about staying out of trouble. I've gotten a lot quicker in this car. I mean, I barely ever raced it before this league or before this season actually, and did really well in the trucks. Won the regular season last season in the trucks, so knew I had the pace. But switching cars, man, it was hard to adjust. It's a totally different animal. Jumping into these Xfinities, but I've gotten a lot quicker just running them consistently through this season so far. And we got the speed. We're getting faster every single week. Got a strong team behind me. FRC, we just been having a lot of bad luck. Luckily, I've been able to stay out of a lot of the BS, if you will.
Well, man, I think I even told Joe, what was that last week, that we'd probably see you again this week. So here you are. You've been up here before. You know the routine. Shout out to yours.
Heck yeah, man! First and foremost, shout out you guys up here with these broadcasts. They just get better and better. You do a great job, all of you commentating on these races. It's a lot of fun. I love them. I send them to everybody. So shout out to you guys and Relentless Racing as a whole. It's a great league. Can't say enough good things about it. Um, Shout out Hendrick Motorsports, Chevrolet, giving us this fast Chevy Camaro. Um, Shout out my team FRC Motorsports. We coming strong in all of the divisions here. So loving that. Shout out everyone and raise hell, praise Dale as always. Hoping we get a win this season.
Nailed it. But you did let me down. I did have you pick this one in the race, the only one that was still in the race of the picks, but you let me down.
Hey, well, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. I needed that. I ain't gonna let you down though. I'm gonna take one before the end of the season. Mark my words, guys.
It'd be about like Harmon. I picked him to win so many races, and the one I wasn't there was the one he finally won. So,
Go figure. That's how it goes.
but congratulations on it, brother. We're gonna send you on out of here, man, and congratulations on that top 3.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one. Thanks again.
Well, the spiciness was there, not as much as we thought it would be, being a short track race.
No, I mean, it seemed pretty spicy to me. I mean, there was a lot of action all over the track. Kind of race like a typical Dover race where they get kind of spread out. Um, but kind of what we expected, I think.
But Bobby, Tony, I appreciate y'all joining us tonight. We're gonna do it again next week. See, next week we're going to be. Well, I think we're going to a road. Yeah,
Mid Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, it's gonna be a fun one.
I'm actually very
Tony,
excited for that. I don't think we've run that track before.
Tony, can I, please?
Nope.
Can I?
um,
I'll be in
it's
race reporter, please.
it's I honestly had never turned a lap there until we started making the schedule, and man, what a fun track car combo. Pleasantly surprised at how the car handled there. It should be a really good race.
But
That place is an absolute blast. It was so much fun in the truck and the ARCA car last season. I'm hoping Mid Ohio shows up on the cup schedule at some point. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Let me punch you in the arm 10 times, Tony.
Yeah, I don't believe they actually had a setup for it.
Oh, you can figure that out later. Semantics.
well, after Mid Ohio, we're closing it down. Pocono Phoenix is gonna finish the regular season off at Talladega. All-Star race is going to be in Kentucky, and then we're starting the round of 16. It's going to be in July 15th, starting at Richmond. So these guys got about 4 more laps. If they ain't won a race, they've got a little bit of fire underneath the rear end to get in there. But we're going to wrap it down tonight and do it again tomorrow night as the trucks. They're going to be right at New Hampshire. So that is going to be an interesting one there. And until then, Tony, Bobby, we have myself, Relentless Race, and SBRN. We will see y'all tomorrow night.